Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on... We're going to be trying to get our infamy down just a little bit because we've got a lot of infamy. I think the next place I'm going to go is annexing New Granada. To do that, I need to have 44 infamy available, so I need to be at 55 or below. So that's going to take some time. We also have an Exploiting the Amazon event. Let's go ahead and read that. Exploiting the Amazon. While rubber and its properties have been long known to us, traditionally its uses have been limited and consequently commercial demands have been low. However, with the Industrial Revolution in full swing and new uses for rubber being found by the week, calls for increased production have soared. Steps have been taken to transform the Amazon from an inhospitable jungle into an intensively developed land capable of meeting the demands of commerce. So this will complete if all Amazonian states have the exploited Amazon rainforest trait. So currently they all have Amazon rainforest. Once they've got 10 levels of rubber plantations and a level 2 urban center, I'll be able to get them to a developed Amazon state, and they get this debuff for 2 years. And then 2 years later, I'll be able to turn them into an exploited Amazonian state once they got a level 4 urban center and 15 levels of rubber plantations, and at least 1 railway. And then they'll get this debuff again for 2 years, and then they'll become fully exploited. So, those states are going to be Amazonas, Mato Grosso, Santa Cruz, and Pastaza. And maybe one of these others? Hold on. Mato Grosso, Amazonas, Pastaza, Accra, and Santa Cruz. Yeah. So, you know, not that big of a deal. I do have investment rights in Uluru. Let's take a look at the place. Infrastructure is a little rough in all these areas. Maybe we'll go ahead and build up some railways. Well, that's going to take a lot. Oil in Mississippi, nice. So I think at this point, it's going to be necessary for me to increase my investment in construction. Finances are really solid, and I can always pause it when we get into a war. So, wow, I've got a lot of stuff queued up, friends. So let's take a look. We're currently spending about 463,000 on construction goods. So I can increase that by about 100,000 without a problem. So that's maybe a 20%-ish increase. So that's what? That's going up to... I want to get really bold, I'll go up to 100. I think I kind of want to do that. Oh my goodness, they're all spread out across South America. Let's put some more in Houseland, some more in Volta, some more in Texas, California, and Tennessee. And what does that... I did the wrong thing. What does that put us at? That puts us at 94. Let's put 2 more levels in California. And we'll put 4 levels in Dahomey. Alright, and we'll throw all of that to the top of the queue. That should get done pretty fast. Except for the one in Santa Cruz, which is going to take forever because Santa Cruz has got big problems. But they're not going to be as big problems as we get along here because we're incorporating the area. The Duel. Barnabas Wheeler has challenged George Dewey to a duel to the death. George Dewey is a admiral, and Barnabas Wheeler is a general who aligns with the petite bourgeoisie. He's pretty alright, actually, but he's very old, so, you know, it's fine. The aura surrounding the two figures is like something out of a romantic novel. George Dewey smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Barnabas Wheeler, you are a foolish fool. Your insults cannot go unpunished. Pick a weapon of choice, and we shall meet tomorrow. So I can either let them fight, chance of them dying. We should stop it. Both of them get reduced popularity, or we should ban dueling. Duels will be banned. Intelligentsia happy, armed forces salty. Let them fight! And Barnabas Wheeler has died. Let me just make sure that doesn't... Oh, that does goof up the Army of California, huh? Alright, so who do we want to put in charge here? This guy is General Silas Wilkinson. He's erudite and honorable and aligns with the intelligentsia. There we go. And now, I think we want another leader here. Let's do... defensive and a romantic, market liberal, radical, supplier positions, and cautious. We'll do this guy. That'll be just fine. We've got an army sitting around here with nobody in it. Let me just make sure my mobilization options are where I want them to be. Yup, looking solid. Oop, Army of the Andes. Forgot to enable all my stuff. Hell on Earth event. So, this is just the same Hell on Earth event that we've been getting before. I'm going to say the perpetrators will pay for their crimes. Last time I did that, I said it would probably sort out the problem, but it seems not to have. Shocking, I know. I don't know how this could have happened. So why do I keep letting my guys shoot at each other? The answer is pretty simple. Duels are a great way to get rid of characters. There are a lot of characters in the country, and I don't necessarily need all of them, and letting them shoot at each other whenever they want to is just a great way to get rid of people I don't feel like I need that much of. Visitors from the colonies. Intellectuals from Darcouti are visiting our capital, arguing that the case for their home country is far more civilized than we make it out to be, and that our colonial designs on them are unjustified. It's quite baffling, I must say, to hear you speak of being robbed when the United States of America brings you the greatest gift of all, the gift of civilization. The Cushian gentleman leaned in and responded bitterly, I've seen the ships that arrive at our shores, and I've seen the ships that leave. The civilization you are bringing must be very light, but the price you pay for it seems to be quite heavy indeed. All affectations and lies increases tensions, makes the interest groups, the intelligentsia and trade unions salty, or perhaps there's some value in their perspective, reduces colonial growth. That's all affectations and lies. I can't reduce colonial growth, I'm in a race with the British. Once I'm not in a race with the British, things will be different. It's just our international interests. It's just our interests. Bavaria sides with Hesse. Interesting. Can't say as I care about that. Japan versus an Ainu uprising. They don't want our help. But we're friends. We got a trade agreement. Well, we'll see what happens. So we've built up our construction industry. That's eaten into our finances significantly. The investment pool cannot keep up with the additional construction, but that's okay. That's just fine. The yeoman farmers want agrarianism. We also have a movement to go to interventionism. But I like having the investment pool managing the economy. I think that's really nice. There will also be a time, I think, when I'll be able to go to no colonial affairs, which I might do. Let me see, because basically the last areas to colonize... Like, I can't reach any of these areas, and Chile has a claim here, and River Plata has a claim over here, so there's nothing really more to colonize that I'm aware of. Yeah, so I think the time will come when I can go to zero colonial affairs, and that'll also save me a ton, an absolute ton, of bureaucratic capacity, which will be really nice. Puppets are really getting up there in Liberty Desire, particularly Honduras. I don't love this. Perhaps we'll build up some... I can't give them knowledge sharing because colonization of Ubangishari is complete. I can't do knowledge sharing because they're ahead of us technologically. That's fine. Ubangishari is here. Soon they shall be one of the United States. Little by little. So this is an event associated with the exploiting the Amazon. Little by little, rubber barons, local authorities, and elements of the evangelicals are divided on the best direction to shape the Amazonian peoples of Mato Grosso. Every argument, however, is rooted in self-interest. Both her husband and her son's hands were struck red. Priests and nuns had brought canes upon the boy for dancing in the halls and reciting the old stories. The patrons and forcers believed the man had adulterated the rubber he tapped. If the men of the lash did not work them to death, she thought, the men of the single god would drive their souls to death soon. Education is distraction, their hands are for labor. This increases radicals from discrimination in Mato Grosso. It increases rubber plantations throughput and upsets the evangelicals. Or, we shall make Americans of them yet. This increases assimilation and education access. It slightly increases radicals from discrimination, but it makes the southern planters salty. I'm going to go with the second one, and I'm going to keep doing that. You're going to see that event more than once, but that's going to be how I'm going to handle it. So now for these areas, the thing that's going to get turmoil down is getting stuff built up. Obviously, La Paz has a little bit of a taxation capacity shortage. Let's go ahead and queue in 3 more government admins just to make that function. Yeah, and obviously these penalties will go down as law enforcement gets more built up here. In fact, ooh, Dutch immigration. Was it Danish or Dutch? I'm not sure. Do we have the capacity to increase law enforcement? I think we do. But I want to hold off for now because we're still colonizing. Once we're not colonizing anymore, we'll actually have really a lot of ability to dial back colonization, and I think at that time we'll balance it by increasing law enforcement and home affairs. And that's how we're going to do it. So in terms of economic development, again, we're going to base this mostly on what's good in our market. Tools are really quite affordable. That's just the interface being weird. Don't pay it any mind. Uh-oh. The interface is being very weird. Alright. Alright, tools. I know somebody wants them. Let me see. Egypt wants tools. And Morocco as well. And the Netherlands. We're going to put tools on encourage exports because there's just so very many. They're already on encourage exports. Wonderful. Uluru wants our help against a military revolt. I accept. Alright, so Uluru and military revolt, no battalions. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. Let's send the Army of the Isthmus. Kabul and Herat, I can't get involved in that. And this one is Mosquito Kingdom and rebels there. Ooh, oil in Colorado. Gold Rush! It's mine, all mine. So does that mean Colorado has additional capacity of some kind? Yeah, I think that's just an error. I think it should have had a Gold Rush event. Let's build up some coal mines here. Because these are going to be important. Actually, no. I've got coal mine capacity in my newly annexed areas. Let's build up the ones in Cajamarca. Mission to Africa. A group of Christian missionaries want to bring the salvation of the Gospels to our colony in Congo Oriental. I do not believe everyone entitled to salvation because we must be free to reject it, but I do believe everyone is entitled to the choice. We must not, cannot sit idle in the United States of America while there are as yet unenlightened heathens in this world. If the colonial project is truly a moral one, as you claim, then surely all moral institutions must begin with this choice. Spreading the true faith is a vital part of the colonial project. Extra conversion, extra migration attraction, stronger and happier evangelicals but increased tensions. Or we're there for the glory of the United States, not the glory of God. Reduced tensions, evangelicals, salty. I'm going to do the second one. Again, it's a secular country. Ika, no coal capacity. I'm definitely going to be using some of this oil as things go along. And oil tends to be productive, so we'll continue to work on that. These are good places for logging, so we'll increase those. Lima, we've got iron resources and whaling. Ika, already building up fishing. Let's build up some iron. Arequipa's looking good. Let's build up the iron mines here just a bit. And the sulfur mines as well. There's the Uluru military revolt. Uluru is in default. Well, that's a shame. I'm not worried. You know, it's going to take us a long time to get to the point where we can annex New Grenada without being an international pariah, which is a shame. Feeling pretty sad about that. I'm meaning to build things up in here. Actually, I think that's what we're going to do. Let's see. We'll get our economies more entangled. They're so reliant on us though already. I don't know how much it's going to help. Gosh. What about Venezuela? Venezuela is still high. But we can improve relations with Venezuela for sure. And there's the radio. Beautiful. So now, it's time to get these electrics industries in Tennessee constructed. And the reason this is very important to do right now is because we are going to build up some more fleets. We'll start with the Pacific Fleet first. 20 levels of scout cruisers. We need to have the supply of radios first. I keep forgetting. Alright, so we're going to build these up, and we are going to slate them into producing radios. I can't because I don't have electricity. Well, that was really smart. I'm so smart. I'm the smartest. So good at video games. Alright, so this is going to add 50 electricity need. So basically, we're going to be building up to 11. That's going to be 550. We're going to need ourselves a big old power plant. Each level is going to produce... I think it's 60 levels. 60 electricity. So I think if we build 9, that should be enough. And I'm going to throw those in at the top. Gosh, I'm glad I increased my, Does Colorado have a, one of these countries has a, I thought it was Colorado that had a river that increased, power output, but I guess I'm not right. I know New York has one, but that matters a lot less because electricity doesn't... There's no grid anymore. Kutai obligation expiring. Amazonian secession movement. Alright, so... Another one of these. So where are you going to grab? You're going to get Pastaza and Amazonas. I'm not at all worried about that. That's going to be completely fine. Athabasca diplomatic play. Alright, that I do need to deal with. We'll go ahead and send the 2nd Coastal Defense Division. And is this only one front now? I think it is. I'll be really, really pleased if it is. North German mass immigration. Wonderful. This situation in Sikkim I can't be bothered with, so we'll be neutral. And this situation in Manica will be neutral as well. Alright, so, once we've got radios being produced and ready to go, then we'll be in a position where we can finally... Oh my goodness. I had these guys in defense. Attack! Attack, you fools. Stop the presses. A newspaper banned under American law has started being printed again under the permissive laws of the Netherlands and smuggled across the border. You still have your copyright. I'll pay you half of what you gave for it in Dutch Eastern New Guinea. Her friend reluctantly handed over the paper. You know, my dad says it's all rubbish what it says about the president. Yeah, well, he can't read, can he? We can look the other way just this once, improves relations, or crack down on everyone spreading this filth. I'm going to crack down. It's going to make all my interest groups happy. Dual promotion. The Intelligentsia demand the promotion of Brigadier General Silas Wilkinson. Intelligentsia, authoritarian, honorable, erudite. Nice. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Foster's face when the lieutenant general learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he would have his due. He's earned it. That guy seems good. So, the reason radios matter is because radios are needed for many, many of the high-level, military production methods. In fact, the electrics industries are going to get finished before the power plants anyway, but it'll be fine. There's the Uluran military revolt sorted out, and that means the Army of the Isthmus is going to come back. Amazonian secession is going to kick off pretty soon. And there it goes. So we will have the Army of the Andes mobilized to deal with it. And we'll get the Army of the Isthmus on the way back just to stop up the other side. I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue, but, you know, we'll deal with it if it needs to be dealt with. It's not going to be a problem. Force comparison here is looking rock solid, so hopefully this doesn't become an issue. Let me just make sure we're on attack here. It looks like we are. Just make sure most of my armies are on offense. Don't want to get caught doing a stupid thing, same as I've been doing. We're owed obligations by Kutai and Sikkim. I know there's an event that can pop off where you can get a thing where they can reduce your infamy, which I would love to get, but I think that needs to happen automatically. Where's Kutai? Here. Alright. Oil in Western New Guinea. This place seems to be the most effective. I know it says rubber. It also said oil. It's fine. Everything's very silly over here. But that's alright. 2 arms. Yeah, we'll do a little development here as well. Huh, interesting. Schwarzburg. I don't like that flag. Alright, Athabasca are good to go. And a religious revolt in Jambi does not need to be attended by me. I don't need to do that. I can be a truant from that religious revolt. So the yeoman farmers want agrarianism. If I say no, they'll be at -10. But I don't think that's that big of a deal. They'll be at +5 after that. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna live with that because that'll be just fine. I'm also I got government wages at middle. That's right. I changed that out. I could throw in some consumption taxes just to get more cash for construction, which I might do because I am building just an absolute metric ton of things. Arming the natives. We discovered that our rivals in the French Empire have been arming the Athabasca natives in Alaska. This is likely to impede our efforts to conquer the region. The Athabasca natives have never welcomed our presence, but without the means to mount a truly effective resistance, we've paid little heed to their objections. The addition of French munitions into the equation comes with the frightening possibility that we must face them on equal terms. They should de-escalate, reduce colonial growth, or if they want to fight, they'll get one. I'm going to say if they want to fight, they'll get one. I keep giving them a fight, to be honest. And there's the Amazonian uprising kicking off. We've already got enough armies in the area. These are New Grenadian troops, and that's the end of that. So that's great. All right, power plants are almost done, and then we can start producing radios finally. Few more weeks. So we're also on the way here to researching defense in depth. That's going to be the second one of our production. That's going to unlock the second military method that requires radios, siege artillery, which are these very modern, World War I, World War II era artillery. After that, we're going to take a break to do automatic machine guns, and then we're going to jump forward to NCO training. I think we're actually going to grab... No, I think we're going to do NCO training. New. Events. Oil. The discovery of oil in East Sahara is causing people to flock to the state, hoping to find jobs in this booming industry. Encourage this trend. Oil is the future. Kindly burn this letter. Event in D.C. Is this an election event? I guess it must be. Calvin Tiffany, a prominent member of the Republican Party, the head of the intelligentsia and a feminist, has been accused of gross corruption. He strenuously denied all allegations until damning letters surfaced signed by him. Well, yes, I am willing to discuss the contents of the letters of this committee, if only I am given time to study the content of the letters in my personal chambers first. Of course, on my honor, I will not alter or destroy any of the evidence. Honest. The Republican Party should stand by Calvin Tiffany and deny everything. Minus 20% momentum. Calvin Tiffany should be isolated to protect the rest of the Republican Party. Minus 25 popularity. Or there are allies in the Republican Party who can speak in Tiffany's defense. Minus 10% momentum. Interesting. I'm going to go with the third one, because that seems cool. However, I do have a feminist in the government now, and that means I can give women the vote. And I'm going to do it. Teddy Roosevelt's going to be mad, but he'll never... It is what it is. All right. That's fun. Matabele diplomatic play against us. So that's interesting. Okay, so with this, that will put the yeoman farmers down to 0, but that's okay. I can live with that. Calvin Tiffany, you're my guy. Direct, a diplomat, and an alcoholic. Exactly the type of cat we need running the intelligentsia. Where's the Matabele uprising? It's down here. Alright, easy peasy. It's going to take a lot longer to get here because there's a patchwork of Britishness over here that that's kind of in the way. Authorial intent. A minor scandal has buzzed around the Republican Party as a piece of reformist fiction written by Francis Marsh in his youth began to circulate once more. Whilst enthusiastically written, that is the work's only merit. A plague of superstition and dogma was the end of the United States of America? If it is so, then why are the trains still running? How could they possibly have acquired the coal to fuel it? Your propensity to butcher your characters for cheap tragedy is nothing short of shameful. And to make matters worse, why would Victor ever not pursue Esther's affections when they've known each other for so long? Do you have no eye for a redeeming romance? A tragic tale, but there's no reason to harass him. Minus 20% momentum. This is Marsh's problem, not the party's. Marsh is the head of the petite bourgeoisie. No, an agitator within the petite bourgeoisie, a jingoist. The quality is reflective of the conservative repression of the arts. Minus 10% momentum. Francis Marsh gets literary 33% chance. I'm gonna say this is a Francis Marsh issue. I don't know what giving. I don't know what making it a free speech issue is gonna do. All right, let's see. So, Chitral. Where is this? Ah, it's in this zone. I think this area is in modern day Afghan. No, I think this covers both Pakistani and Afghan areas, but I could be wrong with that. In any case, I'm going to ignore the diplomatic play. What else we got? We got something popping off in Mysore. Can't be bothered with that. Something popping off in Bahrain. Can't be bothered with that. We got El Salvador. Ooh, I might get involved. I might. And this is the Ionian Islands. Can't be bothered with that. So, the Devil's Railroad. Workers on the railway in American Amazonas are dying in droves due to the harsh malarial conditions and the extreme demands placed upon them. Every mile is marked with gravestones, every track laid in blood. Malady and the scorching heat blister our bodies. We pave the road to hell with our lives. Full steam ahead. Plus 10% mortality. This is too high a price to pay. Reduced state construction efficiency. Our tightened safety standards, a tiny bit of each. I'm going to do this third one. This because we got worker protections. It's good to have workers' protections. You gotta protect your workers. Let's see what happens in... might be able to support the military revolt. Might be able to get a protectorate there, which would be really nice. Alright, come on, women's suffrage. 10% chance. Huge debate chance, but only a very small stall chance. Desperate allies. The proposal for women's suffrage has sat in a deadlock. The intelligentsia have advocated for enlisting Francis Marsh's assistance in rallying the petite bourgeoisie in favor of the government. There, upon the cusp of a division, everyone sees that nobody has a majority yet, and one by one it dawns on them. The loose cannons, led by the most rabid dog of the bunch, have the votes they need. But who among them will be the first to climb off their ivory tower to win their favor? Make overtures to the undecided, stronger petite bourgeoisie, 20% enactment chance. Slander the opposition into oblivion, some chances of harm in Europe or Calvin Tiffany losing popularity, 10% enactment chance. Or forge ahead without them we can win, stronger intelligentsia, weaker enactment chance. I'm going to make overtures to the undecided. It is going to increase the strength of petite bourgeoisie. We'll see what enacting women's suffrage does to that. Anyway, this will be our first election with normal wages for the for government employees, and I'm also going to see sort of how things go. Beautiful. So there's defense in depth. Let's quickly work on that industrial production method. So I built them in Colorado, not in Tennessee. Oh, I'm so smart. Alright, well anyway, now Colorado's going to have a frickin'... I built a huge power infrastructure there, so now they're going to have an electrics industry. Gosh, I'm so good at things. In any case, I need to build a power plant in Tennessee. I can't believe this. I'm so good at video games. Alright, we're going to throw these in at the top. We'll do the Colorado ones later. For now, fruitful endorsements. In a gesture of solidarity with the Republican Party, Pedro Serrano has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing election. For the interest of all principled people, the Republican Party has a consistent record of excellence. I cannot speak higher of those brave men and women moving the United States of America forwards under their name. Yes, our thanks, certainly, 30% momentum, or their endorsement would best be more specific, stronger petite bourgeoisie. I'm just going to go with momentum. How's the election doing? Election is doing just fine. That said, though, I think that is all the time we've got for this episode. So, we've mostly been doing development and getting our infamy down, trying to keep our subjects pacified while we work on annexing them. So, with that having been said, It's been a good episode. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.